In this video, I'm going to be running maps until I drop a Griffins, but what's actually going to happen is I'm going to run face first into multi-aura cursed boss packs and hope I don't die. That's just how it goes on hardcore. Since I am solo self-found, trading is strictly prohibited. Having sanity is also prohibited, but that's just the life I chose. So we got to get our hands dirty. I'm diving in for another set of 50 maps. And this time, I'm actually re-rolling my maps for higher magic find, density, and rarity. Will I finally be able to find this Griffins, or will I just die horribly? Or will both of these things happen? I'm sure something horrible will happen, but with all that being said, it's time to do the thing. Before I started running these maps, I dramatically increased my own magic find by using a singular Geed's Charm. The extra luck was already paying off when a unique ring dropped right at the beginning of map 1. It could be a Wisp Projector, or it could be a 30% magic find Nagel ring. Absolute bastard. Later on, I got a set Corona to drop. Not an amazing item by itself, but it's pretty rare. Just like another unique ring dropping in the same screen. The Corona was a 3-socketed Griswold's Valor. The unique ring could not possibly be a Nagel ring. It was a mantled heal. I've gotten mantled once again. Have you ever been mantled? It's the PD2 equivalent of getting rickrolled. Then I greatly disturbed this dead guy's coffin and got a unique amulet out of it. It ended up being an Atma's Scarab, which is not bad. I'll take it. I slammed it, and now it's gone forever, and I'll never find another Atma's again. But I did end up finding a unique tier 3 map, still on map 1. This one was Imperial Palace, the one that guarantees a puzzle box, and it also has a guaranteed terrifying boss fight at the end of it. Naturally, as you might expect, I ran the unique map for map 2. As I didn't expect, a unique jewel dropped in the puzzle box map, and a unique blade barrier as well. The jewel ended up being a perfect fire facet. I blind slammed the blade barrier for good luck, and it landed a DR slam, putting it at 24,000 DR. And then I got a free puzzle box, which I didn't deserve in the slightest. This didn't even come from the boss, there was just a regular drop. The boss fight was an absolute shit show, but I wasn't in any real danger. And also, while I was editing this footage, I noticed that there's a guy standing on the ledge. I assume he's the Emperor. He's just watching me kill all of his weird snake people council member things, and then he just leaves after I kill everything. Also, a puzzle box dropped. Map 3, I got the Catalyst Shard event, which summons Fat Bastard from the Austin Powers franchise, and after I murdered him, he ended up dropping a unique Sun Spirit. This ended up being a 3-socketed Den Mother with maxed out skills, or I think it was maxed out. It slammed for some random amount of faster hit recovery. Then map 4 dropped an extremely elegant unique Monarch. I know I already have a 3-socketed Storm Shield, but having another 3-socketed Storm Shield would be extremely welcomed. This was, of course, a Storm Shield, a shield that storms you from other shields. This fat bastard slammed for exactly 1 socket, and not a single socket more than that. Then I gemmed it with some random jewel for no reason in particular. Then I hit level 96 in a Cal map, which is the highest level I've ever been in PD2, because usually I'm running like 8 different alts. The video game congratulated me by dropping a Shaco on the literal last cow pack. Okay, so I've bricked 3 or 4 Shacos in a row, so I'm just gonna pick this up slowly. ID the Shaco into a Shaco with 5 DR and 36 magic find. Then we're gonna gently slam the shit out of it, and fire res. Okay, it finally survived. I have a Shaco now. 4 months into the season, I have exactly 1 Shaco. And then some Vam Braces dropped on map 7. Will I finally be able to land enhanced damage on a pair of Soul Drainers? The answer is absolutely not. Another pair of Soul Drainers died screaming into the void. And then I killed Fat Bastard again, and I'm just so happy I remembered to actually hit this shrine this time. Then a unique ring dropped, which is so hype, just huge hype, massive hype. What's it gonna be? It's gonna be a Ravenfrost. Slammed 8 into energy. I had been thinking about making Enigma for quite a while already. I finally got tired of thinking about it, so I just made it anyway. It's nerfed in PD2, but it's still got some pretty nice stats on it. I mostly made it for the magic find, but really, I'm going to put it on other alts that I have planned for the future. If I have to die wearing any armor, Enigma is always going to be my first choice. The very next map, I got a unique emboss plate to drop. I don't usually show these off, but I decided to blind slam it, and it landed a plus skills corruption, so that was neat. It feels good to get a slam that isn't poison res. For the next few maps, I noticed a small uptick in unique drops lately. A few notable examples include this unique Grim Helm that dropped off a map boss. It's extremely rare that I get a remotely usable item from a map boss. This was a 24% Vampire Gaze, one off from Perfect DR, except it slammed for lightning res, and it was ruined forever after that. And then a unique Thresher dropped very shortly after that. I blind slammed it for a 4-socketed Reaper's Toll, which I appreciated because that's 4 more sockets than I've gotten on my other Reaper drops. I even got a Serpent Skin armor to drop on map 10. This gave me the opportunity to slam this item as a +2 Viper Magi, but it actually slammed +1 into being a bricked rare, which added anxiety to my depression. Then this unique jewel brightened my day because I need a lot of these in order to make my build a functional mapper. But it rolled with fire stats, and I swear this is my 10th fire facet, and I mean my actual 10th one. I'm gonna have to roll a fire druid. Then on map 11, a fucking Chamrune dropped. This was my second Chamrune to drop this season, which meant I could cube up to a Zod rune, which also meant I was morally obligated to find a 4-socketed armor to make Innocence with. Then I got a Grim Shield to drop on map 13. I was still fresh from a plus skill slam from earlier. Can I land another plus skill slam on a +2 lidless? First, it ID'd as a +2, so that was a good start. But the answer to the question was absolutely not. My brain was stupid for even trying. The very next map gave me another unique ring. Surely this game wouldn't mantled me again, right? And well, I got mantled it again. God damn it. Map 15 was another violent throne map that ended up giving me a Sur rune. If only these fat-ass demons would just move out of the way. Surrender the Sur rune. With 2 high runes found in the span of exactly 4 maps, was it possible that I was on a high rune wave? Well, now I'm on a Cursed Fanaticism Archer wave, but I'll hold on to that Sur rune for good luck. Which actually paid off because a unique Spiderweb sash dropped. This was the ultra legendary Arachnid Mesh, which rolled a bastard 14% FCR, and then it brutally died to death from a bad slam. I blame the Cursed Fanaticism Archers. Map 16 gave me unique runic talons that I violently blind slammed into a 2-socketed Stalker's Coal. These claws politely reminded me that assassins do not have to pay a jaw and a burr in order to teleport. Another unique ring dropped for map 17, and what could it be? Could it be a 22% Nagel ring? At what point do I just stop picking up unique rings? Probably never. But later on in the map, I did drop a unique Giant Thresher. This was Stormspire, the one that has absurdly high chances of casting static. And then it slammed for a small amount of magical finding. For map 21, I ran face first into a huge pack, which rewarded me with a low rune. I'd never suggest anyone to just run straight into a huge pack in Throne of Insanity, but I did get this rune for doing so. I picked up some rare jabs on map 23 that ended up rolling with +5 jab skills and even a fair amount of IAS. The enhanced damage was also pretty nice for leeching. I decided to take my chance on a Lightning Pierce slam, but tragically, they got Poison Pierce. It was so close, but just barely off. I figured I would show these off to demonstrate how nutty some of these rares can get, but also how difficult it can be to land on exactly the stats I need. Map 24 was a nicely rolled, high density, high magic find map, but I absolutely failed to notice the little mod that adds Burning Souls. These things are complete bastards even with a million lightning res. But then, suddenly, another fucking Chamrune dropped. It was sitting there, looking beautiful, distracted me while I got shot several times by Burning Souls. And then I almost died because I wasn't paying attention to my health for exactly 1 second. And speaking of absolute bastard mobs, I ended up dealing with several boss packs that had Might Aura, Concentration Aura, Vigor Aura, Fanaticism, and they were cursing me because the Deathbirds were a prominent feature on this map. That's just how it goes. That's just what I get for rerolling my maps for higher density and or magic find. I legitimately don't know how I'm not dead, but dealing with all those bastard Deathbirds in various maps did eventually lead me to a Geet event on map 27. And thanks to the Geet's charm, I actually have gold to spend. His stash was absolutely degenerate, but that didn't stop me from getting these soul drainers. They ended up slamming for a 15% pierce. I'm not entirely sure how useful that is. I haven't played bows on it in a long time, but I feel like that could be used maybe. Wall of the Brainless was next, and I instantly sold it. Then I got a 2-throw with the almost bare minimum roll on the Deadly Strike. It slammed for 2 sockets, which is higher than 1 socket, but lower than 3. On map 28, a unique amulet ended up dropping. How generous was this video game feeling? Well, if you consider Mahi Moke to be the undisputed best amulet inside and outside of the universe, then the game was being enormously generous. Map 29 dropped another unique ring. I've found like 10 unique rings now. There's no way that I'm being oppressed by another Nagel ring. I'm gonna jump off a bridge now. I was in a bit of a dry spell up until about map 34 when an Ohm rune dropped. The pointless slaughter of cows can be a healthy and rewarding experience. Slaughtering these cows also inspired me to be a better person, especially after this Sur rune dropped in the literal same map. It's not that often I find an entire bramble rune word in a single map. And then I found a succubus skull as I was being completely surrounded. But thankfully that didn't matter because all I had to do was hold down the right click button. Line slammed it into a bone flame with an all-res slam, bringing it to 50 all-res, and it also rolled 17% on the damage reduction. Ooh, look at that, a unique ring on map 35, and it's a dwarf star, and it got attack rating. I really need you to be a nature's peace, you dick game. Also, look at this mess. Look what I have to deal with. Look at all these death birds shooting at me. These bastard high-density maps, if I blink my eyes one time, I'll be dead. I have to stare at my screen without blinking, or else I'll just drop a cham rune, apparently. What? I don't know what's happening, but on map 37, herp-a-derp-a-derp, I take back all the mean things I said about high-density maps. And then the game told me to pull on these nuts. Well game played, well gamed. Map 38 gave me a unique war belt. I already have this item. The one I'm wearing has a +2 all-res slam on it, but I really needed a T-Gods with an IS slam. This ID'd as a T-Gods with 7 max to light res, but then I thought, instead of slamming IS on it, why not just break it instead? I was probably drunk when this happened, but it seemed like a good idea at the time. Oh, and the game told me to pull on these nuts again. Yeah. Oh no, not another unique ring drop. Please stop, game. Just don't let it be another mantled. Come on, it's been 40 maps, just let me make it. And it's a mantled heal ring. Slam it right now, I want it to brick. Alright, it slammed for 6 Diablo 2s. Map 42 featured another Geet event. Nothing gets me more excited than the Geet event because I might get a Cheerios Mite for absolutely no effort. His stash was complete dog water, but actually he did have an amulet. The amulet ended up being a Saracen's Chance with 43% damage. Slam it in the Satan box, and it got a strength slam. Then I restrained myself for once because I simply wasn't prepared to drop 1,000,000 gold on a butcher's pupil. Then I got a unique vortex shield to drop for map 43, which is neat. I thought it would blind slam it for good luck. The result was that it died in a blaze of unholy fire, heralding 1,000 years of darkness for the earth. I would like to point out that I do find the more rare set items like these gnat claws. I don't know how to pronounce scissors soeas, so I'm just going to call them gnat claws. But they slammed 2,000 sockets on them, and, well, now I have them if I ever want to use them. Then I went on a deranged stabbing spree against this random gorilla, and he dropped a unique ring on map 46. It ended up being my newfound hatred for unique rings. I'm saying it now. Don't ever pick up unique rings. Just don't do it. All they do is hurt my feelings. Then I dropped a unique tier 2 map on map 47, which is something that will never hurt my feelings. This little bastard was the Fallen Gardens, aka the unlimited jewels map that drops a facet. Then I got a unique Grim Helm on the same map, and I thought it would be extremely fun to blind slam it. It got 2 sockets, although the DR was a little tragic. Also, I was supposed to up it first before slamming it, but I didn't. God damn it. I always space out on that. Then another unidentified mantled heal ring dropped, which is definitely a mantled heal ring. It ended up identifying as a mantled heal... Oh, it's a Wisp projector. Hey, see, that's what I'm talking about. And you already know what's about to happen. Straight into the Satan box. And... 4 PDR. Oh, hey, it survived. And in hardcore solo Southbound, that's all I can ever ask for. I found exactly 200,000 jewels in map 48, but absolutely none of them were the jewels that I needed. But I did drop some Wormhide boots. I was happy to see these, because these were vermin sprockets. The ones that give 60 faster run walk. It's perfect for my mercenary. He's fat and slow from all the McDonald's I feed him. And then they slammed for... Oh, they bricked. Okay, never mind. Then I got in a lightning fight in front of the Hall of Justice, and this weird bastard dropped a unique jewel, as promised. I needed a lightning facet, but I guess this cold facet will serve a purpose someday. Sooner than I think. Nothing of note was found for the other remaining maps, but I do have a bonus to show off. See, after I finished my 50 maps, I rerolled my Chain Lightning Sorceress into a Frozen Orb Sorceress. I gave her some gear, and I play tested in some random low-rolled Tier 1 map just to get a feel for it. Naturally, I recorded it just in case something dropped. And I ended up finding a unique tiara. This was a Kira's Guardian. While it wasn't a Griffin's, this was an item that I've been wanting for a very long time now. It rolled 31 all res, 11, 14, 12 on the Pierce, and it has Cannot Be Frozen, so I can finally replace my Ravenfrost. But it was time for the true test. It was time for me to slam it for 3 extremely gorgeous, shiny sockets, going straight to the Amazon. But that concludes another set of 50 maps, and what can I even say about it? I had some of the wildest high rune RNG I've ever had, and I've finally proven that Griffins is more rare than finding 3 Cham runes in the space of like 20 maps or so. Anyways, thank you all so much for the support you've shown. It's been a wild Season 11 for me. It's been very motivating as well. I know most of you guys are in the S12 waiting room, and I can't wait for S12 either, but doing these vids have done great things for passing the time. Memberships are available. If you want to show support for the channel, I will leave a link in the description. Liking and subscribing to the channel is also more than enough for showing support. I appreciate you all, and I will see you all on the next one. Stay safe and take care.